Okay, so this is going to seem so simple at the end of this, hopefully rather short video. This is the discussion about the complete pressure washer package that I've crafted or put together over the years. And so it may seem very simple, but there's tons and tons of purchases and trial and error and problems and fixes. And again, it's going to seem so simple, and more power to you if you have the ability to just figure this stuff out in 2 seconds. But ordering the right parts, getting the right connections, and making this thing work the way you want it to, that doesn't necessarily do that right out of the box. And so what we have here, Kranzle 1122 TST. I'll have more videos of showing you on how it operates and how to work the machine. But when you're using my system, the first step is you want to make sure that the valve is completely open. So we want our unloader valve open so we're getting maximum pressure. So we want to make sure that all 1400 psi, all 2.1 gallons per minute are traveling through the machine. And we're going to control the output by the orifice or the nozzle at the end, not by slowing or diverting water and slowing the pump down. We want to get maximum flow in order to get maximum foam and maximum cleaning capability. But we're going to control the pressure output to make sure we don't blow a hole in the paint. So first thing you'll notice, I would hope to I hope you record yourselves and post it to Instagram or post it to the private Facebook group when you buy one of these things, because when you first get one and you try to lift it up, so when you get the box, I would pay to see your face when you see how heavy this thing is. It doesn't look like much, but it's a solid piece of machinery. So when we talk about operation, normally we would obviously have it sitting in our garage upright, but when you're operating the machine, you're going to lay it down on its side. So you'll notice we have little rubber feet so that the unit can lay down. The pump operates like this. And so, you keep that in mind when you're laying out where you're going to use this in your garage, but you would lay the pump down in order to make it operate. So this pump, again, is 1400 psi, 2.1 gallons per minute. It's full electric, instant on, instant off. So it will turn off when not in use, which I promise you is really, really important to keep the annoyance down when you're washing your car. So this actually works even better than my 165 STS, the really expensive one that I have on the wall, because this one will turn off and on, when you ask it to. And so when you're done using it, the pump turns off, and then instant on when you hit the trigger. So this version TST, the TST part stands for, I don't know exactly in German what it means, but it's for the wheel. So we have the wheel included. Notice you have a handle that pops out, and the handle allows us to wind up the hose. The hose is extremely high quality. I found no need to replace the hose. A lot of pressure washers, the hose is no good and you want to replace it. The Kranzle hose is probably the best I've ever seen at keeping kinks and getting tangled up. The power connection, so it has a GFI built in, so it has a backup or reset. This does draw, at peak loads right around 15 amps at times. So I found that on a 15 amp circuit, I'm good to go. Now, if I have the TV, the lights, the fans, and the stereo and everything on, then it would trip the breaker. So my guess is, I've never put a load meter on it, but my guess is it's drawing probably 8, 9, 10, 12 amps at a time. But it will run on a traditional, a three-pronged 15 amp circuit. So that's the unit. Literally, hands down, the best electric pressure washer on the planet. And for car washing, I promise you, the 2.1 gallons per minute in this machine is far superior. There's the 2017, there's the 2020, so this is again the 1122. There are other options that you could purchase, and I thought through the same thing of should I get the 1600 psi or the 2000 psi version. They have either 1.7 or 1.9 gallons per minute output, which really makes a significant difference when you're foaming the car. You want as many GPMs as you can get. And one of the advantages of gas pressure washers is they move a lot more water. These are more efficient, but to get the pump to do what you want it to do, most of these pumps you see that on the lesser expensive pressure washing options or pressure washer options are 1.2, 1.4. I know the Sunjoe claims to be roughly 1.9 gallons per minute. I suspect it probably doesn't put that much out, being as the thing only weighs maybe 20 pounds. This is the superior technology, superior pump. There's nothing like this pump in the world. I've used this for hundreds and hundreds of hours, and I never even changed the oil in it. It's really incredible. So you have the pump, the pressure washer with the hose, so all one piece. This comes assembled. This will come direct from Kranzle, USA. You buy it in my store, and I drop ship it directly to you. It comes packed really, really well, so we don't have any issues with that. Shipping, I actually include shipping in the price of the unit. I do charge a small shipping fee in order to ship all the other stuff because they come directly from me. So what you get with the kit, you get the pressure washer, obviously. This whole assembly comes together in one box, and then you're going to get a separate box direct from me or my shipping, hopefully my distribution center someday. But what you get is you get the Ely 5/8 inch hose, which is incredible quality, brass fittings, and I also include 2 sets of the quick disconnects, which will allow you to quickly disconnect, and I'm also going to include, I'll have a roll of Teflon tape in there in case you don't have some laying around. It's always annoying when I need to tape something and I don't have it, so I'm just going to throw one of these in the box so you'll have it with you. It's cheap. So outlet from the hose, you're going to screw this on, and then we have our quick connection right directly to our hose, our inlet hose, and then we have another female end that then will connect to the pressure washer. So the other thing you'll need to do, the only parts you're going to need to assemble is to screw that female coupler onto the hose bib, and then you're going to screw this this connection into your pressure washer, and the third thing you'll do is screw this together. The rest of the package will come assembled for you. So quick connection here, and then water flows through and then comes to the outlet of the pressure washer. From here, this assembly or this connection is an M22 outlet, which is an odd outlet because most of our National Pipe Thread or NPT threaded quick disconnects are going to be threaded a little differently with a different size. They're going to be 3/8 or 1/4 inch. And so I'm doing a conversion from M22 to 3/8. I haven't found a really good coupler that goes direct to M22 that's stainless. And so this little transition, I find it actually works really well because the threaded couplers don't tend to torque as well to this device anyway. I didn't find the need to do stainless here because this will never become detached. This will always be threaded like so, and you'll have it wound up on your pressure washer at all times. So this M22 to 3/8 connects to our coupler, and then our coupler allows us to connect our incredible, and this is one of 2 options. I don't have the other option handy. You guys have bought them all from me. But the other option is to do a less expensive MTM SG28. Very similar assembly from here up. So the MTM and the Mosmatic. I find the trigger to be better on the Mosmatic than on the MTM. There's also a safety on the trigger, which locks into place. So I lock it so my kids don't go and turn my pressure washer on in the wash bay out here. But the main difference is this very expensive but worth every penny stainless swivel integrated completely into here. I played with, and for many, many years, I actually had an external swivel. And so this connection here was much bulkier. I've recently discovered this. These come from Switzerland. They're really hard to get. Mosmatic didn't even frickin' know about them, the importers in the US. So I had to teach them about them and say, hey, I need these. And so this will almost always be the hold up if we're ever out of stock. I've got plenty of these in stock through Kranzle USA. They've put these in stock for us so that we have them. And so the connection here is all stainless. So stainless coupler, stainless 3/8, so we can quickly connect. And I've heard lots of people ask about play. There's always going to be play. I guess you could buy some really high-end fittings that maybe don't have any play. As soon as this pressurizes, all that play disappears. The thing to keep in mind, if we do the MTM SG28, the other cheaper option, it's $75 less for that package. If we do that difference, and you don't have the swivel, as soon as we pressurize this, this no longer spins, and so your hose just isn't quite as pliable. It's not the end of the world, but this makes a big, big difference. I could also get you a swivel if you wanted to for the others, but when you combine the $25 SG28 and a $75 swivel, you might as well just spend the money on the Mosmatic, which is better anyway. The outlet of the spray nozzle for some reason isn't stainless. It's kind of disappointing. Maybe someday, once I sell thousands of these to you guys, that maybe we can convince them to make this stainless, so we have a full stainless connection. So we have the outlet as a 1/4 inch outlet, which we have our full stainless male coupler, which connects to our 40-degree, also stainless MTM output or spray nozzle, which we'll use in both our shorty application for washing wheels and getting in close, as well as on the end of our wand, which is included in the kit. This is our Mosmatic wand, full stainless. So we have our stainless 1/4 inch quick female quick disconnect, runs the outlet of the wand. Hard pressed plastic. This is so much nicer. This puppy is really, really hard to get. I'm still uncertain of how I decided this is what I wanted to try. I bought probably a dozen different wands in my lifetime. I finally found one that has a slight bend, a 20-degree bend, which makes a big difference when we're washing cars. I love this thing. It's really, it's all stainless. The plastic is super durable. Naturally, you'd have this handle to hold on to, but if you're ever running hot water through the pressure washer, you would certainly need this. This is also a separate piece that takes a little figuring out. I'm going to send this assembled, so all of these connections to the with the exception of the inlet and outlet of the pressure washer and your hose bib, all of these connections will be torqued down to spec and Teflon tape, so it'll be ready to go for you in case you're not super handy. And this can be kind of difficult to get this thing torqued down, because notice we have a rubber protector, which I just think looks cleaner. So I prefer to have it look like this. And so it takes a little bit of work to get this off and then back on in place, so that we can then quickly connect the end of our assembly, the end of our spray nozzle. So that's our setup for washing and wheel cleaning. And then finally, when you're doing foaming, this is also included in the kit, the MTM PF22, the latest and greatest. The big advantage of this over the old one is you have a plus or minus sign to tell you which way you're turning, more or less foam. The bottle's redesigned, same thing with the assembly. I find this to be much more easily adjustable when you're adjusting the output pattern. And so this comes with a really crappy zinc plug. Again, keeping the stainless theme, we're going to connect it up like so. And if you haven't watched my channel before and this is the first time you're here, which I suspect probably isn't very many of you watching this kind of boring video, but this gun makes lots and lots of foam, especially with this 2.1 gallon per minute machine. Forget the 1400 PSI. 1400 PSI doesn't really matter. It's the GPM that matters most. And so when we're running this pressure washer with the foam cannon, with the unloader valve open all the way, so don't touch the unloader valve once it's fully open, I don't know if you call it open or close, but make sure that the water's coming out at maximum pressure, and you can see it on the gauge on the front. So you want to make sure that we're getting 1400 PSI output. And so we have our full 1400 PSI at 2.1 gallons per minute, but when we use our orifice nozzle, so when I connect my orifice nozzle, and I've calculated this specifically so that you don't have to mess with it, this is a 4.0 sized orifice nozzle. You can always tell if you're ever wondering, it's written 40040, and so you get 40 degrees at 4.0 output. And so 4.0 is the size of the hole of the orifice, and so that's how I control. I know by gallons per minute, I know I can calculate that this 40 degree 4.0 orifice nozzle is going to give me right at 1,050, just shy of 1,100 PSI, which I find perfect for washing cars. I can hold my hand at this distance and it doesn't cut my hand or hurt my hand. And so that's, I believe, perfect pressure for washing cars. So I've set that all up for you so you don't need to mess with it. You open it up, you connect this, and that with the Teflon tape that I send you, and you are ready to rock. All of these other connections come torqued and ready to go. So this is a lifelong mission, passion for me, just to create the perfect car washing solution. I've since, of course, with my dedicated wash bay, have done the more sophisticated version of this. I'll have follow-up videos with how we connect to our CR spotless system to make that work as well. That'll be a separate package, but that's the complete pressure washer package. As always, thanks for considering me. I never in a million years thought I'd be selling pressure washers, but there is no solution. Nobody else has done this. I've gotten so many questions and helped so many people configure this type of package. I figure, why don't I just offer it as a solution to people? It'll make things so much simpler. Since I'm doing that, I figure I might as well create a bunch of other different packages to make people's lives simpler. Anyway, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more crazy. What happens when the force pulls you back, your foot naturally comes off the gas. You have to keep your foot to the floor.